Hello, everyone. Good evening. We will begin very shortly in a couple of minutes. Akshay will be with us very soon. If you can turn on your videos, that would be fantastic so that we can see your lovely faces. Thank you, Ronkini. Thank you, Keshavji. Okay, while we wait, does anybody want to share their expectations from this listening session? What do you think is in store for us tonight? Yes, Ronkini says just soak in. Yes, we're excited to do that, Ronkini. All right. So let's begin then. Welcome everyone again, and thank you so much for tuning into this very special listening session for Baarish Mumbai Aur. I'm immensely excited about moderating today's session क्योंकि आज का जो format of storytelling हम सब सुनने वाले हैं ये काफी different होने वाला है. I've had the privilege of a preview and I can confidently say that it's extremely fresh, very engaging, and I cannot wait for all of you to experience it. We will get into the details very shortly, but before that, a few quick house rules, which I am also posting for everyone in the chat box. There we go. All right. So firstly, again, no compulsion, but we'd love for you to have your cameras on if possible so that we can see your lovely faces and your beautiful reactions. And speaking of reactions, you can use the reactions tab on your Google Meet to show your liking and appreciation from time to time. As we all know, artists could always do with more appreciation. And lastly, please feel free to add your thoughts, comments, and questions in the chat box. We will definitely take up questions if time allows, right? So with that out of our way, let me bring on the curator of Baarish Mumbai Aur. He is a Sangeet Visharad in Hindustani classical music with a degree in audio engineering. He started learning singing at the tender age of 4 and has been a semi-finalist on ZTV's Hero Honda Saregama Baarish. But more than anything else, he's one of my dearest and oldest friend whom I've had the privilege of knowing for the last 17 years. And while there are several quirky and crazy anecdotes that I share with him and about him, but foundationally it is music that got us together and that got us jamming our way into this thick, beautiful friendship. So without further ado, please give it up for Akshay Ranjan. Woohoo!
Hey, Priyanuj, thank you so much for those very kind, gracious, and generous words. I feel very humbled. And thankfully, we are not discussing our quirky anecdotes here, else I think we would be leaving everyone scandalized. And even my parents are here, I believe, on this meeting link. Well, to everybody, good evening. And एक बार फिर तहे दिल से आप सभी लोगों का स्वागत करता हूं to the listening session of Baarish Mumbai Aur. As Priyanuj mentioned, it's something fresh, it's something new, which has been brought to life by me, and with the immense support and encouragement of Saregama, which is one of the leading music labels of the country. A little bit of context for a few folks who may not be aware that Saregama is the reason that yesteryear songs of Rafi Sahab, Lata Ji, Asha Tai, Kishore Da, and many others are still relevant and on everyone's lips. I mean, they've been ruling the music charts recently with albums like Rocky Rani Ki Prem Kahani, Amar Singh Chamkila, and more recently, the first part of Dhurandhar. But I think that songs like Lag Ja Gale, Abhi Naa Jao Chhodkar, or Ye Shaam Mastani. So these songs still hold a very special place in all of our hearts. And as a musician, as a music aficionado, it's a privilege to have had the chance to collaborate with them and bring Baarish Mumbai to all of you. A huge shout out to Rahul Srivastav and Aditi Negi from Saregama for supporting me on this and giving wings to Baarish Mumbai. Or I mean, they've been really encouraging, and I couldn't have got a better support than what I got from both of them. So if they're in the house, cheers to both of them.
Absolutely. And that is seriously killer, Akshay, with the kind of credibility that Saregama has. I'm sure Baarish Mumbai Aur will have a lot of listeners tuning in. So, Akshay, I'm sure people are dying to know more. So why don't you tell us what's on the cards? Why are we here for this listening session tonight?
Sure. So, uh, Priyanuj, honestly, बहुत excited हूँ, but honestly a little bit nervous too. I'll keep the description a little brief for now, and we can get into the details after you guys have heard the tracks. Baarish Mumbai Aur is a story format which reimagines the songs of yesterday and puts them, into the context of today. Like ये सिर्फ music नहीं है और ये सिर्फ story भी नहीं है कुछ. It's something in between. It's a concept wherein the story heavily relies on the original and the beautiful lyrics of these yesteryear songs, and kind of brings them. They are interspersed with the musical narrative and narratives of today. I know बहुत jargony sound कर रहा है, तो
बिल्कुल नहीं. And if I can take this opportunity to let everyone know that the entire story, the lyrics arrangement, sound programming, engineering, the whole narration, and of course the singing, all of it has been done solely by Akshay. Akshay, that is seriously a lot of work. Kudos.
Thank you, Priyanuj. Yeah, that's right. Completely sort of my vision and built on my understanding of music and some understanding of storytelling, which I picked up in one of my previous work stints. So yeah.
Got it. So Akshay, while I'm excited about listening to this, do you want to tell us a bit more about why this listening session?
So it came about in a very organic way. I think sometime last week, me and Sangeeta, when we came to know that this is going to release, right, and we were really excited about it. And since it's sort of a new format of singing and storytelling, मैं संगीता को बोल रहा था कि काश, I could listen to this with all my near and dear ones, and मैं उनके expressions देख पाऊँ, मैं उनके reactions देख पाऊँ, बहुत अच्छा लगता. And Sangeeta said 2 words: why not? That's Sangeeta for you guys. So that's how we decided कि ऐसा कुछ करते हैं. And जैसे I started sharing the meeting with friends, एक करके काफी लोग जुड़ते गए. I'm really excited कि आप लोग सब यहाँ हैं सुनने के लिए. And I think a lot of people here is also testament to the fact that music really brings everyone together. So साथ में सुनेंगे, enjoy करेंगे, and लुत्फ उठाएंगे of what's on the cards. Yeah.
Bilkul. And of course, nothing like music to bring people together and to traverse boundaries and barriers and languages and whatnot. So Akshay, awesome. हम सभी दोस्त अभी यहाँ पे इकट्ठा हो चुके हैं. So please, let's not wait anymore. And बिना इंतजार करवाए, can you please get us started with this amazing experience?
बिल्कुल, Priyanuj. In a sense, Baarish Mumbai Aur is a story which will span about 3 chapters or 3 episodes, and I'll leave it at that for you guys to listen and understand. I'll be streaming the audio story directly from Saregama's Carva app. I'm sure everyone's heard of Saregama Carva for the longest time, which was a portable sort of a player with songs preloaded, but now they have their digital version of it, which is Carva app. So I'll be streaming this from Carva app, and I'll move ahead to presenting my 1 second. Cool. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Absolutely. So you can download Carva app from both Play Stores, and once you're in there, you just move into the podcast section. Just a sec. And within podcast, you move to audio stories, and there you can find Baarish Mumbai Aur. So let's cut the chase and start listening to Baarish Mumbai Aur. The first chapter of Baarish Mumbai Aur is called AurTum.
मुंबई, जून का महीना, इतनी गर्मी कि पसीने को भी पसीना आ जाए. आरव लोकल ट्रेन में था, भीड़ में फंसा हुआ. एक आदमी की कोहनी उसके पसलियों में चुभ रही थी और सामने खड़े आदमी के पीठ पे लदा हुआ बैग आरव के पेट से लड़ रहा था थोड़ी और जगह पाने के लिए. आरव का चेहरा चमक रहा था, पसीने से, गुस्से से और उस घुटन से जो सिर्फ मुंबई की गर्मियों में मिलती है. झल्लाकर उसने अपने हेडफोन्स लगाए, म्यूजिक ऐप खोली और मोहम्मद रफी की प्लेलिस्ट चला दी. आरव थोड़ी कड़वाहट से हंसा और मन में सोचा, कश्मीर की कली तो कश्मीर में ही खिलेगी. मुंबई में तो सिर्फ गर्म हवा और भीगा हुआ रुमाल मिलता है. वीटी स्टेशन पे उतरकर आरव प्लेटफॉर्म से बाहर निकला और तभी आसमान ने करवट ली।
ये देख के दिल झूमा, ली शहर ने अंगड़ाई।
बारिश मुंबई पर अपना रंग जमा चुकी थी। बीटी स्टेशन के बाहर भीड़ अपने रफ्तार में थी। अम्ब्रेलाज, लोकल की चीख पुकार, टैक्सीज और भीगते लम्हे। तभी एक जानी पहचानी सी शक्ल आरव को नजर आई। एक पल के लिए वक्त रुक गया। मीरा, स्कूल वाली मीरा, नक चढ़ी चिड़चिड़ी मीरा।
सावन की घटा छाई, ये देख के दिल झूमा, ली प्यार ने अंगड़ाई। दीवाना हुआ बादल।
आरव और मीरा दोनों क्लास टॉपर्स और हमेशा किसी ना किसी चीज में टकराव। मार्क्स हो, डिबेट्स हो, एलिक्यूशंस और कभी कभी तो लंच ब्रेक के समोसे पर भी। हर बात में उलझने वाले, लेकिन फिर भी एक अजीब सा कनेक्शन था दोनों के बीच। स्कूल खत्म हुआ, रास्ते अलग हो गए और आज मुंबई के इस शहर में जहां लोगों का चेहरा याद रखना मुश्किल हो जाता है, आरव को मीरा का चेहरा एक पल में याद आ गया। तभी बारिश तेज हुई और दोनों ने एक टपरी के छांव में पनाह ली। मीरा अब तक आरव को पहचान नहीं पाई थी और आरव सालों बाद मीरा को देखकर थोड़ा दिलकश महसूस कर रहा था।
ऐसी तो मेरी तकदीर न थी, तुम सा जो कोई महबूब मिले। हाँ, ऐसी तो मेरी तकदीर न थी, तुम सा जो कोई महबूब मिले। दिल आज खुशी से पागल है, ए जाने वफा तुम खूब मिले, ए जाने वफा तुम खूब मिले। दिल क्यों न बने पागल, क्या तुमने अदा पाई। ये देख के दिल झूमा, ली प्यार ने अंगड़ाई। दीवाना हुआ बादल।
ऐसा नहीं था कि आरव ने मीरा को पहले देखा नहीं था, पर फिर भी उसे ऐसा लग रहा था कि आज उसने पहली बार उसे करीब से देखा है। वो चाहता भी तो अपने दिल का हाल शब्दों में बयान नहीं कर पाता।
है आज नए अरमानों से आबाद मेरे दिल की नगरी। बरसों से खिज़ा का मौसम था, वीरान बड़ी दुनिया थी मेरी, वीरान बड़ी दुनिया थी मेरी। हाथों में तेरा आंचल आया के बाहर आई। ये देख के दिल झूमा, ली प्यार ने अंगड़ाई। दीवाना हुआ बादल, दीवाना हुआ बादल।
बारिश कुछ देर में थोड़ी सी थम गई। मीरा जाने लगी और आरव अपने आप को रोक नहीं पाया। उसने जोर से मीरा को आवाज दी। अब भी इतनी खफा हो कि पहचानने से भी इनकार कर दिया। मीरा पलटी और जैसे ही उसकी नजर आरव पर पड़ी, उसने आंखों को थोड़ा घुमाया जैसे कह रही हो, सीरियसली तुम यहां भी। एक छोटी सी नाक चढ़ाई और बिना कुछ बोले मीरा वहां से चली गई। आरव वहीं खड़ा रह गया, पर मुंबई की उस अकेलेपन में आज उसे अकेला नहीं लग रहा था। ना जाने तकदीर मीरा और आरव को कहां ले जाएगी, पर मुंबई की बारिश में शुरू हुई ये कहानी किसी खूबसूरत मुकद्दर पर जरूर पहुंचेगी।
Well, I'm seeing all the reactions. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys are hooked to Meera and Arav ki journey in Mumbai ki Baarish, because there is a lot more coming. So moving swiftly into the second chapter episode of Baarish Mumbai Aur, which is called Takraar or Ikraar.
तीन महीने हो चुके थे उस दिन को जब आरव ने अपनी नक्चड़ी स्कूलमेट मीरा को 10 साल बाद मुंबई की बारिश में वीटी स्टेशन पर देखा था। लेकिन आरव के लिए वो एक मुलाकात जैसे कहीं अंदर अटक गई थी। रविवार की दोपहर थी। मुंबई थोड़ा थमा हुआ था। आरव अपनी वर्सोवा वाली बालकनी में बैठा था, हाथ में नींबू पानी, हलक में नमकीन हवा का स्वाद और सामने दिखते समुंदर की लहरें। तभी सामने वाली फ्लैट की खिड़की में कुछ हलचल दिखी। महीनों से बंद पड़े फ्लैट में मूवर्स, पैकर्स, गद्दे, फर्नीचर और मीरा। मीरा! आरव उठ खड़ा हुआ और बिना सोचे जोर से पुकारा, मीरा! मीरा चौंक के खिड़की से बाहर देखी। उसकी आंखें तनी, भौहें चढ़ी। नाक सिकुड़कर सीधा ताना मारते हुए मीरा बोली, क्या तुम मेरा पीछा कर रहे हो? आरव जैसे उसे सुनकर भी सुन ना पाया हो, जैसे कि मीरा के चिड़चिड़ेपन के बावजूद उसके मन में गुब्बारे फूट रहे हो। अरे सुन रहे हो? मीरा ने चिढ़ते हुए पूछा। होश संभालते हुए आरव ने कहा, कायदे से तो तुम मेरा पीछा कर रही हो, मैं तो यहाँ सालों से रह रहा हूँ। मीरा और चिढ़ी, आंखें घुमाकर पलटी और जाने लगी कि आरव ने सुर ताना,
बरसात भी आकर चली गई, बादल भी गरज कर बरस गए।
मीरा रुक गई, मुड़ी, जैसे उसकी आंखें कह रही हो, सीरियसली?
बरसात भी आकर चली गई, बादल भी गरज कर बरस गए, पर उसकी एक झलक को हम ए हुस्न के मालिक तरस गए। कब प्यास बुझेगी आंखों की, दिन रात ये टुकड़ा रहता है। मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद का टुकड़ा रहता है। हाँ, मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद का टुकड़ा रहता है।
मीरा अब गुस्से से बोली, तंग मत करो मुझे। आरव अब शरारती मुस्कान लिए गाने को वहीं से आगे बढ़ाता है।
अफसोस ये है कि वो हमसे कुछ उखड़ा उखड़ा रहता है। मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद का टुकड़ा रहता है। हाँ, मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद का टुकड़ा रहता है।
मीरा की भौहें नीचे आई, गालों में दबा हुआ हंसी का कतरा छलक पड़ा। बोली, गाना ही गाते हो या कसरत भी करते हो? आरव कंफ्यूज्ड एक्सप्रेशन से उसे देखने लगा। फिर एक सांस के बाद मीरा बोली, अरे अनपैकिंग में मदद करोगे या नहीं? आरव का चेहरा जैसे चमक उठा, दौड़कर उसके दरवाजे तक पहुंच गया और बोला, हुक्म तो दीजिए। कुछ हफ्तों बाद उनका रिश्ता दोस्ती में खुलता गया। बैंड्रा के पुराने कैफे, मरीन ड्राइव की चाय की टपरी और लोकल ट्रेन की भीड़ में छोटी छोटी बातें। एक दिन पृथ्वी कैफे के कोने वाली मेज पर बैठे हुए मीरा ने चाय का कप उठाते हुए कहा, आरव, तुम्हें गाने का शौक बहुत है ना? आरव ने मुस्कुराकर कहा, अरे नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं, पर जब भी तुम्हें देखता हूं तो। मीरा ने आंखें उठाई, जब मुझे देखते हो तो क्या?
जिस रोज से देखा है तुमको, हम शम्मा जलाना भूल गए। दिल थाम के ऐसे बैठे हैं, कहीं आना जाना भूल गए। अब 8 पहर इन आँखों में वो चंचल मुखड़ा रहता है। मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद का टुकड़ा रहता है।
कैफे में सारे लोग झूम रहे थे। मीरा सब मुस्कुराते हुए सुनी। आरव ने अब साफ साफ कहा, मीरा, मैं तुम्हें पसंद करता हूँ यार, जिंदगी बस तुम्हारे साथ बितानी है। मीरा की मुस्कान गायब हो गई। एक लंबी सांस के बाद बोली, आरव, मैं विधवा हूँ। मेरे पति एक एक्सीडेंट में गुजर गए। दोबारा प्यार करने की हिम्मत नहीं है मुझ में। और ये कहकर मीरा चली गई। पूरे कैफे में चुप्पी छा गई।
अफसोस ये है कि वो हमसे कुछ उखड़ा।
And on that somber note, let's find out where Arav and Meera land up. Moving to the final chapter of Baarish Mumbai Aur, Abhi Nahi To Kabhi Nahi.
3 महीने बीत चुके थे। मीरा ने आरव के प्यार को ठुकराया था क्योंकि अपने पति के गुजरने के बाद अब उसे प्यार में कोई विश्वास नहीं था। पर आरव अब भी मीरा में अपनी स्कूल की नखचढ़ी दोस्त को ढूंढता रहता, पर उससे कभी हिम्मत नहीं होती थी कि वो दोबारा से अपने प्यार का इजहार मीरा से करे। वो दोनों अब आमने सामने नहीं आते थे, सिर्फ इत्तेफाक से बिल्डिंग की गेट पर टकरा जाते थे। एक हाय, एक हेलो और फिर वही चुप्पी। दोनों के बीच बहुत कुछ अनकहा था। वो जो कभी एक गाने में बह गया था, अब रोजमर्रा की चुप्पियों में गुम हो गया था। फिर एक दिन आरव ने देखा मीरा के घर पर अंदर कुछ लोग पैकिंग कर रहे हैं। कार्टन, सूटकेस, अखबार में लिपटे हुए यादों के टुकड़े। वो जा रही थी। आरव का दिल कसक उठा। अभी नहीं तो फिर कभी नहीं। वो दौड़ पड़ा। अपनी बिल्डिंग से नीचे सड़क पार करते हुए भीगे फुटपाथ पर नंगे पांव सीधा मीरा के दरवाजे तक पहुंच गया और घंटी बजाई। मीरा ने दरवाजा खोला। आरव ने हाफते हुए कहा, रुक जाओ मीरा, मुझे पता है कि तुम्हारी जिंदगी में नए प्यार के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है, लेकिन एक दोस्त के नाते मांग रहा हूं कि मुझे तुम्हारी जरूरत है। मुझे तुमसे कुछ नहीं चाहिए मीरा, बस तुम्हारा साथ चाहिए। मुंबई के इस अकेलेपन में तुम इकलौती हो जिसके साथ अपनापन लगता है, और मानो ना मानो तुम्हें भी मेरा साथ अच्छा लगता है मीरा। मैं वादा करता हूं कि तुम्हें हमेशा खुश रखूंगा और कभी दुख नहीं दूंगा। मीरा ने उसे देखा, उसकी आंखें भर आई और दरवाजा बंद करते हुए उसने कहा, आरव, बेतुकी बातें मत करो, जाओ यहां से। दरवाजा बंद हुआ। आरव हक्का बक्का रह गया और फिर उसने वो गाना गुनगुनाया जैसे हर लफ्ज उसके दिल से निकला हो।
चाहे बना दो, चाहे मिटा दो, हाँ। चाहे बना दो, चाहे मिटा दो, मर भी गए तो देंगे दुआएं, मर भी गए तो देंगे दुआएं। उड़ उड़ के कहेगी खाक सनम, ये दर्द मोहब्बत सहने दो मुझे, तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे, पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो, एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर, दिल चाहता है वो कहने दो मुझे, तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे, पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो, एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर।
मीरा दरवाजे के पीछे आरव की बातें सुनकर बिलख कर रोने लगी। दरवाजा खोलकर उसने कहा, आरव, मेरी जिंदगी पर गम का एक साया है, मुझे अपनाओगे तो सिर्फ दुख पाओगे, मैं तुम्हें भी उदास कर दूंगी। आरव की आंखें भीग गईं। वो आगे बढ़ा, उसके चेहरे को दोनों हाथों से थामा, सीधा उसकी आंखों में देखते हुए फिर से गाया,
तुमने मुझको हंसना सिखाया, हाँ, तुमने मुझको हंसना सिखाया, रोने कहोगे रो लेंगे अब, रोने कहोगे रो लेंगे। आंसू का हमारे गम ना करो, ये बहते हैं तो बहने दो। मुझे तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है, मुझे पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो। एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर, दिल चाहता है वो कहने दो। मुझे तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है, मुझे पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो। एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर।
मीरा कुछ नहीं बोली, बस आरव के सीने से लग गई। वक्त वहीं थम गया। 1 साल बाद बारिश फिर से मुंबई लौट आई थी। आरव का फ्लैट अब खाली था। एक ब्रोकर एक नए लड़के को घर दिखा रहा था। पिछला किराएदार 3 साल रहा था यहाँ अकेले साहब। फिर सामने वाली बिल्डिंग में किसी लड़की से इश्क हो गया, दोनों ने शादी कर ली। फिर 6 महीने पहले दोनों चले गए साथ में। प्यार व्यार का मामला था साहब। नया लड़का बिल्कुल डिसइंटरेस्टेडली सब सुन रहा था। वो बालकनी में आया और सामने वाली खिड़की की तरफ देखा। वहां एक लड़की कॉफी का मग पकड़े बारिश की बूंदों को निहार रही थी। उसने भी उसकी तरफ देखा। नजरें मिली, मुस्कान बिखरी और बिना नजरें हटाए नए लड़के ने एजेंट से कहा, अग्रीमेंट बना दो बॉस।
Ooh, Akshay, Ranjan.
मुंबई।
I mean, I think in 15 मिनट में मैंने वो सारे emotions experience कर लिए that I would perhaps experience in a 3-hour long movie. Honestly, I'm really running short of words here. This has evoked so many emotions in me, so many thoughts in my mind. And if the comments are anything to go by, I'm sure our listeners are also feeling as many emotions. I think somebody had written Dil Ko Chhu Liya, Sach Mein Akshay. Dil Ko Chhu Liya. So beautiful. Really, no words. Congratulations.
Thank you, Priyanuj. And I did go through the comments and I was seeing all the reactions. It's so it's so heartening, and it's really encouraging for me that everyone is liking it so much. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for all the love.
Yes.
It's my first project in this format, and I'm rather proud of it. And I mean, I'm just looking at the comments, and that is what is leaving me speechless. So really touched and moved. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for loving it so much.
Yeah, and it's a very interesting and a very fresh format, I must say. And I have a lot of questions, of course, but before I jump into the questions, I would want to take a quick second to talk about the attention to detail, and that starts right with the album artwork. I think the album artwork really beautifully captures the essence of the whole story. It's beautiful. Who did that? Like, who's behind this?
It's been made by a very, very dear friend, Priyanuj, and I'm so glad that you brought it up. I think that's the sole piece of this entire work, which I am not going to take credit for, because I literally had not much hand into it. It's been made by a very dear friend. I just gave her, like, a sense of what the story is. Like, she'd heard the story, and I told her these are the elements that I want. And the her that I'm talking about is my wife, Sangeeta. She's the one who created it and curated it rather, and with all the elements. And I find it to be really beautiful. There were a lot of options that she came up with, and I think this one was the one that she was most confident about. So I went with her gut feeling, and so happy to see the reaction. Sangeeta, you're on the call. Your artwork is well appreciated.
Absolutely, and her gut feeling was so right. And I mean, the wife is always right, right?
Yeah, true. No arguments, debates there.
Absolutely. So, Akshay, I'm sure this is a question that's running through all of our minds right now. So, I'm going to pose this question on behalf of the group here. How did this idea and this format come about? Can you talk us through a little bit about that?
Um, uh, I think I think I'll need to set some context to it. I think first of all, these are the songs that I've grown up on. मैं बचपन से जब म्यूजिक सीखता था, मेरी मम्मी मेरे को सिखाती थी गाना, and यही 60s 70s के गानों पे मैं बड़ा हुआ हूँ, and somewhere they have stayed with me, even though I've grown all these years, but these are the songs which have stayed with me all throughout. So that way is, at least when it comes to the songs, that's where my selection of these songs in a way comes. The second aspect is that I am a movie buff. मतलब मेरा ऐसा हाल था कुछ साल पहले कि first day first show जाके देखता था. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Be it a bad movie, good movie, I'd always go. And whenever I used to watch these movies, Priyanuj, मेरे को हमेशा एक feeling होती थी कि movie की जो story telling है, जो narration है, right? That seemed to always, for me, used to seem a little bit more at the forefront as compared, to the songs of the movie, in a way that the songs are supporting the story. मतलब कि scene चल रहा है, dialogues चल रहे हैं, and then to break that sort of monotony or to add a different sort of a flavor to the whole narration, a song is added. So basically, कहानियों के बीच में songs. But as a musician, I always felt that songs are what need to be at the forefront, and the story can support the song. So songs ke beech mein kahani, So that is somewhere where, I started sort of ruminating around these thoughts of how our songs of yesteryears, which are so fresh still, can be, brought back into our lives in a fresh format and with fresh new stories, wherein the story, the main attraction is the song, and the story basically, the narration supports the beautiful lyrics of the original songs. That's where essentially the idea kind of came from. And उसी दौरान मेरी मुलाकात सारेगामा से हुई, राहुल से, अदिति से, and I sort of presented this idea and I curated this, and I remember, I don't know if they're on the call, but I remember the first time we met, they heard this, and that was the day, the first time they heard it, they said, let's do this. So I knew that, I had kind of struck gold with all the thoughts that I had had for so many years.
Lovely. And only a musical genius could think of an idea like that. And actually, why old songs? Why old melodies specifically?
I think, I'm sure everyone would agree. There's one word for old songs: timeless. I think I've grown up on these songs, but as I grew up also, I sort of realized that these are songs which kind of beautifully fit even in the world around you today, right? Into the stories of today, right? And मुझे तो लगता है, Priyanuj, like I learned this from my mother, so definitely these songs, your parents, my parents, everyone's parents, it would be very close to their hearts. But I'm sure I speak for people of our age who out there, that we definitely have grown up on these songs in equal measure, and we love them. And I'm sure even for the next generation, these songs will always remain evergreen, right? So that is why I felt कि ये old melodies ऐसे हैं कि मतलब कितनी बार भी आप इनको सुनो, कितनी बार भी आप इनको sort of एक नए अरेंजमेंट में डालो, एक नए अरेंजमेंट में उसको बुनो, ये फिर भी every time fresh ही लगता है. So, and in fact, since I'm talking about the arrangement part, I think that for me was kind of the main challenge, because पुराने गानों की वो एक बात है कि आप बहुत ज्यादा छेड़छाड़ उनके साथ नहीं कर सकते हो, because people remember each and every aspect of the song. मतलब you don't even need to be musically inclined to know probably कि रफी साहब ने एहसान तेरा होगा मैं रहने दो को बड़े प्यार से रहने दो, बहुत प्यार से उन्होंने उसको बोला है. तो I didn't want to do too much of tamjham with the songs, and that's why I've tried to keep it as simple as possible, so that the tune, the melody, the lyrics stay at the forefront. And so in a way, the tune is the same, just the music arrangement is what I've brought on new, and I've tried to be as delicate as possible. And hopefully I've been able to do justice to these lovely melodies by O.P. Nayyar Sahab, R.D. Varman ji, and Shankar Jaikishan.
Yeah, I mean, to be handling these melodies, these timeless melodies with that kind of sensitivity that you just talked about must have been quite challenging, right? And in fact, the entire process of creating this, I'm pretty sure काफी chaotic bhi raha hoga. So, I mean, to think of a story, and then you find songs whose original lyrics fit so seamlessly into the story, and then streamlining it further. How was the entire process of creating this beautiful audio story?
The word you use, chaotic, definitely very chaotic, but immense fun, Priyanuj. I mean, just remembering it, the story itself had several drafts. There were so many ways in which I had written the journey of Arav and Meera, like, from where they bump into each other and to where, when they finally unite, right? In fact, one of the earlier drafts did not even have the backdrop of Baarish and Mumbai, and even the main conflict, which in the live version is the fact that she's a widow. Even that conflict sort of underwent several changes before arriving at this point. But of course, the story part se zyada tough is what you mentioned, ki how the song lyrics need to fit very seamlessly into the story, right? Like, I'm sure everybody would have noticed that कहानी चल रही थी, फिर उसके बाद जो गाने के भी lyrics थे, ऐसा लग रहा था एक continuous कहानी चल रही थी. And they had to tie in really well together. Like, just as an example, I think the third song, Ehsaan Tera Hoga Mujh Par, there were several candidates for that third song for me. Like, one of them was Abhi Naa Jao Chhodkar. I remember I was discussing it with Rahul from Saregama, and he had suggested, how about Beqarar Karke Hame Yun Na Jaiye? Right? Now, these definitely lyrically probably fit into, that situation. But both these songs, Beqarar Karke Hame Yun Na Jaiye and Abhi Naa Jao Chhodkar, have this very playful romance, flamboyant sort of romance. Whereas the situation of the song over there required something very grounded and emotional. Like, Arav has to be really in a beseeching way, तहे दिल से खुद को समर्पित करके बोले कि पलकों की छांव में रहने दो, एहसान होगा तेरा मुझ पर, if you just allow me to be a part of your life, right? And I think that's how deep at least I went into trying to figure out which song would and which lyrics would fit really well. I'll just take one more opportunity to tell you another aspect. So in the second song, Mere Samne Wali Khidki mein, there is this line. अफसोस ये है कि वो हमसे कुछ उखड़ा उखड़ा रहता है, right? That's the line, and that comes at two junctures in the song which are starkly different. The first time it comes when उनके बीच में, मतलब मीरा चिढ़ी हुई है आरव से, वो बोलती है तंग मत करो मुझे, and आरव मुस्कुराते हुए गाने को वहीं से आगे बढ़ाता है, अफसोस ये है. So that's the first juncture where it comes, where it's fun and it's playful and everything, and then it comes back again right at the end of the song, right, where Meera declines his proposal. So in the first instance, the focus of that line is ukhda ukhda rehta hai, ki chidhi hui hai. Whereas in the second instance, the focus of that line is on the fact afsos ye hai, because there is pain, there is regret, and the implied meaning of that sentence in both those contexts are very different. So, those sort of nuances is what made the whole process very fun for me. At least I had a lot of fun with these songs. Even from the first song Deewana Hua Badal to be able to switch into Mere Samne Wali Khidki from the lyrics of Barsat Bhi Aakar Chali Gayi, even that was something that it was a lot of fun.
No, I can imagine, and it's so interesting to hear about this entire process. And as I was saying earlier, the kind of attention to detail that has gone into this is just incredible. So thank you for sharing about this process with all of us. Akshay, one last question, if I may.
Before you go into your question, I can see a lot of comments, and I happen to see few questions there.
Yeah, a lot of so there was one question on the inspiration for Meera and Arav. So that's yeah.
Well, some part of it is, of course, based on real life experiences with my wife. Like, we just for context, we've known each other since school. So some part of it is, of course, based from that. But I think Arav and Meera the whole idea of them came from these two people who are in this setting of Mumbai,
Yes.
starting off on a very tumultuous journey right from their school days, and how that sort of matures over time, and it goes into a playful zone, and then it goes into a conflict, and how that sort of evolves. As far as the names are concerned, again, it's something that came very naturally when I started writing the story, Arav and Meera. So that's how essentially it came about. I see a question from Ronkinidhi. So Ronkinidhi is asking if did they give me the songs and did I have to weave it, or I had a story and I chose the song? So yeah, it was the latter. It was completely my sort of intuition of what songs I want to choose, how I want the stories to kind of meander through these three songs. And yeah,
Lovely.
yes, you have.
Those questions and a lot of comments, of course, talking about how amazing the audio story is. I was also just quickly scanning through all of the other comments in the comment box. Okay, so I will move to my question then, Akshay, on the title itself, Baarish Mumbai Aur, right? So while the Aur might be clear to everyone, what was your reason for the title? Because normally when we look at titles, they are complete in nature, right? If you take a look at, say, any Bollywood movie title, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, Dil To Pagal Hai, or if you take the movies of your songs, Kashmir Ki Kali or Padosan, there's really nothing left to the listener or viewer's imagination. So it's very intriguing for me, this title, where you stop at Aur. So what was the reason, or what was the thinking behind that?
I'm so glad you asked me that, Priyanuj, because so जैसे मैं कह रहा था, originally story बारिश और मुंबई में थी भी नहीं based, right? The focus was 100% on Arav and Meera, but as it evolved and the monsoons of Mumbai kind of became the backdrop of their journey, it made me realize how kind of versatile this whole setting of monsoons in Mumbai is. Essentially, Priyanuj, you'd remember, since we studied together in undergrad, you'd remember when we were in St. Xavier's, Mumbai. Every time it would rain, I'd take a walk from our hostel to Marine Drive alone, and I would come back with anecdotes about what I saw. I'd just be looking out to the sea, and then I'd turn back and look at the city. And itne different sights hote the, right? You'd see couples, you'd see friends, you'd even see the financially underprivileged people as well. But somewhere, the rain seemed to only add more beauty and fun to their existing lives, right? You would see all of them smiling, getting drenched in the rain, playing in the puddles of water. So I feel Mumbai and Baarish itself, itna ek powerful concoction in itself hai ki you add anything else to it, I think the outcome can only get better and probably more magical, if I can use that term. And I think, and that's somewhere true for any situation. I think even if you look at Baarish Mumbai Aur, the oncoming monsoons is what gives Arav, a respite from the heat. Like, he's very agitated in the local train, and the moment it starts raining, there's a change in his, how and how pura. It's again, Baarish and Mumbai is wherein Arav and Meera's history of being daggers drawn starts taking a soft turn when they meet again. That soft turn in the setting of Baarish and Mumbai is what probably put Meera on a journey of discovering second chances at love. And I think the most important thing is that the story has four people. There is Arav and Meera, and if you would remember, right at the end of the story, there is a mention of another boy and a girl, right? Unka zikr hai sirf. And दोनों ये चारों लोगों की story बहुत different है, because Arav and Meera knew each other from before and they got together. And there's a hint of maybe a romance with the new guy and the girl at the end also, but they are strangers. So ये बारिश एंड मुंबई ऐसी चीज है, अजनबियों को भी साथ ले आएगी, बिछड़े हुए यारों को भी साथ ले आएगी, चिड़चिड़े दोस्तों को भी साथ ले आएगी. So I feel that और can have very different context for everyone. So मुझे लगता है कि बारिश एंड मुंबई itself इतना strong sort of callback है कि और वाला part I just wanted to sort of leave it to everyone's imagination. Sorry, I kind of rambled on there, but yeah, those were kind of my thoughts to why, I wanted to keep it this way.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think Nidhi just wrote in the chat box that she tuned in while walking on Marine Drive just now, and now
Oh,
she's drenched with memories. Could not be more appropriate, I think.
Nidhi,
Uh,
piece of luck. I'm sure you'd have enjoyed the entire piece sitting there.
I'm sure, definitely she did. So then we can move on, I guess, Akshay, to some of the more important details, such as where can we listen to this beautiful audio story?
So yes, so I think Priyanuj, the audio story is exclusively available on Saregama's Karma app, and I'll just I've made a link tree from where you can find the links to everything. So the audio story is only on Karma app, and the music album, which is basically just the cover versions of these songs, that's available on all music streaming apps, as was visible when I was presenting the song. So you can listen to the songs on your favorite app, Spotify, JioSaavn, Apple Music, whichever you like. But for the audio story, tune into Karma app, and you can listen to it as many times as you want there.
Lovely. And yes, I would implore everyone to add the song album to your playlists, because it'll definitely help Baarish Mumbai or to get discovered by more people. I know that I'm going to be doing it right away. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Akshay.
I mean, you can even utilize the songs across reels, stories, posts on social media. You can set it as your caller tune as well. So please just keep showering your love on the story and the album. And the more you listen to it and make people listen to it, the more I'd feel appreciated and encouraged to keep churning out beautiful audio stories and music for all of you. So just keep that love always flowing.
Yes, absolutely, folks. Let's show our man here a lot of love and appreciation. And on that note, Akshay, it will be absolute injustice if we let you go tonight without a live rendition. You had mentioned the name of one song, which is one of my absolute favorites, Abhi Naa Jao Chhodkar. I've heard you sing this song right from our college days. You've sung it with Shruti Godbole. I think she's also on the call right now. You've sung it solo, and every time you sing it, it does something.
ये प्लान में नहीं था ये प्लान में नहीं था. You have a habit of putting me in the corner, right?
I mean, what kind of a friend would I be if I did not put you in the corner, right? Like that, yeah. So
I haven't sung
I
Abhi Naa
had
Jao Chhodkar for such a long
role of
time.
a good friend. But please, we would love to listen to a live rendition of Abhi Naa Jao Chhodkar.
So just maybe a few lines.
Yeah.
I'll just get a key for myself. 1 second. I've been speaking a lot. Just give me. I just need 2 sips.
Take more.
अभी ना जाओ छोड़ कर कि दिल अभी भरा नहीं. अभी ना जाओ छोड़ कर कि दिल अभी भरा नहीं. अभी अभी तो आई हो. अभी अभी तो अभी अभी तो आई हो. बहार बन के छाई हो. हवा जरा महक तो ले. नजर जरा बहक तो ले. ये शाम ढल तो ले जरा. ये शाम ढल तो ले जरा. ये दिल संभल तो ले जरा. मैं थोड़ी देर जी तो लूं. नशे के घूंट पी तो लूं, नशे के घूंट पी तो लूं, अभी तो कुछ कहा नहीं, अभी तो कुछ सुना नहीं, बुरा ना मानो बात का, ये प्यार है गिला नहीं, अभी ना जाओ छोड़ कर, कि दिल अभी भरा नहीं.
क्या बात
Oh,
है
always
अक्षय.
reminds me of Shruti Godbolish. I can see her on the call. Shruti, we've got to catch up and jam to this very soon.
Mhm. So these melodies, they never get old, and Akshay,
Yeah.
I think your renditions only get better
I think
every
3 years
time.
of 3 years of our college, whenever music बैठक होती थी, ये गाना definitely होता था.
This was a standard fixture, and I'm so glad that you sang this live for us tonight. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Akshay, on behalf of all of our listeners, thank you so much for bringing Baarish Mumbai Aur into our lives. I think each and every one of us loved it, and I hope that the journey of Saregama's audio stories does not stop here.
No, not at all, Priyanuj. I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal, but the next audio story is already in works with Saregama and should be out soon. Once again, they're going to have some very beautiful melodies of yesteryears, some new characters and some new story arcs. And I will keep everyone posted on my social media. So keep a lookout.
That is exactly what we were hoping to hear. This is so exciting, Akshay. We'll definitely keep a lookout for that. And thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of the listening session, Baarish Mumbai, or add it to your playlists and share it with all of your friends and family. And we shall see all of you again very soon. Until then, thank you. Good night, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, and see you again.
Thank you, everyone, and good night. See you. Bye-bye.